Well, here we go. We are putting down about 120 100-foot by 4-foot grass mats. About 8 bags, 50-pound bags at that, of grass seed and fertilizer. And we are doing it the hard way because we can't afford to do it any other way. So it was and is hot and sweaty, and we about killed each other about 10 different times before we got through it. But we got through it, and we love it.
Hey there, how's it going? It's Karen. We are back out here trying to take another stab, a little bit more time that we can spend out here with no rain to get down some more of the seed mat and the fertilizer and seed. So we're running out of spring, and it's going to be way too late here soon, I think, to seed, but it's still good enough to go ahead and we don't have a choice because of the erosion. So we're laying down probably 10 rolls right now, and hopefully before the evening is up, we can get that down. We have, of course, our water line up here, but it needs to be, Roger had to put like a, I don't know what to call it, like a cage around it, because the water line at the bottom of the property extends out until the farmer's field in front of us. And when they start laying corn, and they haven't even started to clean out that field yet, but when they do and they start putting corn in, and then they start mowing that with big tractors, it's probably not something that they're going to see. And he didn't want anything to roll over the bottom of the trench where the water runs to the meter. So anyway, he did that. He's going to run that down there before it gets dark, but that way we can go ahead this time and run the hoses. We have one hose bib at the top of the property. Eventually we'll have water lines all over, but that's not happening right now. So we bought some more hoses, and we're going to extend that so that we can at least get a sprinkler on what we're laying down now. Buddy, this is really a crazy way to do this, but there again, like I say, we are happily budgeting, and we'll be glad at the very end that we did. So anyway, I'll show you what we're doing here in a sec.
You know, I'm a hard worker, but Roger's a slave driver. This had to be done his way. And we fought like cats and dogs more times than I can tell you. But it got done, and it was awful, and it was grueling, and it was ridiculous, but we did it. Rake, scratch, seed, lay the mat. I really was the biggest baby throughout this whole thing. I fought with him. I just knew that my way was better, even though I'd never done it before. What did I know? But my get-up-and-go personality was just fighting him tooth and nail, because it made no sense to me to have to work that flippin' hard all the time, so intensely, just to put down grass seed. But, of course, I caved. He was right. I didn't know what I was doing. I just had to follow the lead, and I finally, the last week, gave in and just did it.
So we ran it to the bottom of this little hill today, and then that's about 5 rows. And we're going to run all the way to the very end here at 100 feet, about 50 feet past where Roger is. And then we're going to come all the way down through here and probably be done for that.
In the middle of this, Roger had to excavate with lots of dirt around that pond. And behind the pond on that back side, there were huge boulders on the surface that had to come out of the ground to stop any leaking that we were kind of trying to find. And it worked, but he decided to put these boulders up on top around the edge of the pond to make a cute little water feature down the road when we have more time to landscape it. But for the time being, got him out of the way and set up on the edge of the pond, and they'll be pretty. We enjoyed the fun of it before we got back to more grass seed.
You know, sometimes when I'm doing this kind of work, you know, I kind of laugh thinking, my guess is that people think that, you know, why did you just not hire a company to come out and blow all this seed out here? And, you know, why are you bothering to do all this kind of work? You know, and, you know, I've even had people say, at your all's ages? And we're like, really? We love this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that we love work. Roger just took off to go across the street to the little store. to grab some drinks, and he was like, gosh, and I'm like, well, take a break, you know, go sit in the car for a minute, drive across the street. So we don't love this. There's part of us that feels so much self-gratification from just being able to know that we're going to just stand back one day and enjoy it, you know, and see the fruits of our labor. So in order to do that, there are a few things that had to be dealt with out here. And there, you know, there's so much of the property that was just woods that had to be cut down, cut through. And you know, a year and a half from starting it, we have the driveway in place, and we have the pad for the house in place, and we have the pad for our building in place, which will actually probably next week, if we're lucky, if we get the rock, the foundation will get started on that. And this hard work will be done for the most part, because we're only really going to do it down to this pond area on this side of things, and then on below the pond will be like kind of like the next phase. Okay, so to give you a scope of what we're doing, I'm taking a break. I just seeded 100 feet, and I'm running a seeder over rough terrain, so I'm taking 5 while Roger rakes out the rest of this. But to give you an idea of what all we're trying to do, back here we're getting all this around the lake seeded. He's running the rake all the way down the full length of this too, but before we run another mat down. But let me turn this around and show you.
About wound it up for tonight. I think we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon and go get something to eat and then start it again tomorrow.
Hello there, it's Derby Day in Kentucky. The horses are running and everybody's at parties and they're making their bets, and they've got their beautiful outfits on and their gorgeous hats, and this is where we are. We're working. We always work. We work and 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 we work, and one day it'll be so worth it. I'm so full of straw and dust. I feel like bugs are crawling on me. I've been in the cedar trees, and that's the thing that gives me the creeps. You know, every time you roll out one of these rolls here underneath a tree, you've got to cut it in, you know, so that it seams around the tree. And the few cedar trees that I didn't completely saw down, all the branches, the lower branches, every time I bump into one of those, I get the EBGBs, because ticks love cedars from what I hear, and I've definitely been plagued with them from a few of those trees. I am so sticky and hot. We're just really on the cusp of the last few weeks, last week honestly, I think that we're going to do this. We're going to call it, we'll have most of it done, because it's going to get too hot now. It is May the 6th. We'll have some chilly days and chilly nights, but for the most part, this grass seed needs to be watered and watered and watered. So that's what we'll end up doing before we get rolling tonight and get out of here. But we've done a ton already, actually. We're gonna hit this spot, the back of the dam. I'll turn it around and show you.
Poor thing, he's been bent over for half an acre. I think it's time to take a break and rest his back. He'll sit in the excavator for a few and clear out a little bit of brush that he kind of forgot before we get down to the bottom there. So I can't say that this is a barrel of fun by any stretch of the imagination. But But I can definitely say that we about the hardest workers I think I know. We just keep on going at it. We just keep on going at it. Look at that nasty green pond. I can't wait to clean that out. Oh, one day. Roger's going back up to get more mat, more fertilizer, another bag of seed, and the cooler of water because we're parched. So actually, this is what we've gotten accomplished today. Down through the part, all the way over to the part that had grass seed on it from last year. So, isn't that odd? You get all of the same grass mat from the same company, and there's 2 rolls in there, a half of a roll that's older. Crazy, but anyway, I've decided I think I'm going to see if I can figure out how to redo grass mat. They've got way too many strings in there that get tangled up and cause you to bust your fingers up and trip over them, and they won't unroll the right way. But there's such a difference in how this forest looked a year and a half ago. It's kind of remarkable. I mean, it's the biggest feat I've taken on a piece of property, so it's remarkable to me. But these trees are definitely appreciating the fact that they're not strangled out. That one may not live, the one on the right, but they're coming around. And then we did this the other evening, all across the front of the dam. And then as we move around here today, we are actually, this is where I'm standing, and we're going to go down Dam Hill, the back of the dam, and cover around to where we just left off. I think it's probably going to take us another 6 rolls on the right spot, and probably 10 down here. And then we're going to call it, Roger's got from the back of the building pad over there, all the way over behind there, that building pad, there's a really steep decline off of the back of there that we bought Crown Fetch to put back there, and I think it's going to be probably the delight of the deer. But that's going to have a few rolls thrown on it, and then we're going to be done. Well, we have grass. We are so excited. When you do this kind of work, you are just thrilled over little things like grass seed popping up everywhere. Oh my goodness. We've already mowed that strip over there. We put that down last year. It's so exciting to know that this is going to be a beautiful hill soon. Just gorgeous. Now, I cleared all of that off the other night with a weed eater down the side of the driveway on this side. That has to be cleaned out there. All of the whatever's growing now has to go down to a nub, because we have to run seed mat across there now, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm over the grass seed mat thing. I'm like done, but you know, whatever. We have to keep going. So all the dirt down there in that garden is just all smashed down because we've had so much daggone rain. But now we can get the rototiller out there. Now that project can be a weekend project coming up, so that we can fluff that dirt up and get mounds made and put some wood chips down to make rows. And then I'm going to see what I can do about putting a little bitty electric fence instead of having to wait for Roger to build with me the big fence that we want to put around there, which will be beautiful in the end. But I'm not waiting to grow stuff. We'll just get a small electric portable fence. Anyway, grass is up. We're out here today because We are meeting the guy and the lady from the county so that we can determine where in this area we're going to put lateral lines, because we are ready to get that rolling next. Exciting, no doubt about it. We are excited today. He should be coming up the driveway any minute with his bulldozer to start digging to see what we can do and where we need to go with it. Is this not beautiful out here or what? We just love sun and grass and water, even if it's dirty water at the moment, mucky. It's a pond and there are frogs, and I'm all right with that. There are cattails coming up. Roger's not happy with that, which is weird because he dug down a deep foot to clean this thing out to begin with. Shocked, but oh well. Learn something new all the time. Hear the birds? Heck yeah. But we do have grass. Need to go ahead and fill in all these spots in the fall. But it's definitely a lawn. We'll walk over here. I don't know if I can get over there fast enough to make it worth your while to hang on, but the whole front part coming up the driveway all popped up. Anyway, you can see that now from here. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Stick around, come back. We're going to start our barn dominium build. It's going up very soon. Thanks.